I can be more presidential than anybody. I can be more presidential if I want to be. I can be more presidential than anybody. You know, when I have 16 people coming at me from 16 different angles, you don't want to be so presidential. You have to win. You have to beat them back, right? But I would say more presidential, and I've said this a couple of times, more presidential than anybody other than the great Abe Lincoln. He was very presidential, right?
Just can't see Donald Trump with a stovepipe hat on, can you? Look, Donald Trump is rolling. The GOP is panicking. Despite what any of the pundits and commentators are saying, there remains a very serious under-the-radar effort to stop this billionaire at all costs from becoming the nominee, even if it means a figurative implosion on the convention floor. Which brings us then to alternatives. We've all heard the talk about Mitt Romney, but to quote the wise sage, Yoda, there is another. One man is quietly leading a group that is determined to provide another choice for the Republican presidential nomination. Makes no difference if some say it's too late, can't happen, or would further tear the party apart. He and others believe there is one person the GOP could consider to save it from itself. Let's welcome to the Hardline former ambassador to Finland during the George W. Bush administration. Earle Mack joins us on the Hardline. Ambassador, thank you so much for being here, and let's get right to it. You're involved in a super PAC that is trying to draft House Speaker Paul Ryan to run for the nomination. Why Paul Ryan and why now?
Ed, thanks for having me on today. And I just want to call your attention to draftspeakerryan.com. Let's have your signature and go from there. So I think, firstly, I am not opposed to Donald Trump. I am not opposed to any of the candidates. This is not about that. This is about if this convention goes into a deadlock or becomes a contested convention, we want to tell the people that there's an alternative out there. And that alternative is Speaker Paul Ryan. And so we've decided to start a PAC. And a very altruistic PAC. I look at myself as a good American, and I look at my team as good, concerned Americans. I don't know Speaker Ryan, and so I have no axe to grind except that look at the Sun Centennial today.
You mean the Fort Lauderdale Sun Sentinel? I just want to make sure you have the right paper. Sun Sentinel, yes.
It's the largest paper in South Florida. And in an unprecedented move, they endorsed nobody. So what does that tell you about the candidates that are running? That's not a very good sign. If Donald Trump gets 1,237 delegates, then the people have spoken, and he should be our standard bearer and our nominee. And in that case, I will vote for him.
Let me ask you, though, this. I've got about 2 minutes left, and I want to hit right on this point here. You say that you are not anti-Trump, and you also do not know Paul Ryan. So why then choose him?
That's correct. Pardon me?
Why choose Paul Ryan?
Because he's a leader. He's been vetted. He has his accomplishments. He's done more in the Congress, in the House, in 2 months than 2 sessions of Congress. And he can unite the people of America. And to me, he's like an Abraham Lincoln. So we talked about Abraham Lincoln a few minutes ago, and the closest guy that I see to Abraham Lincoln is Paul Ryan. So I'd like everybody to listen up, and in case somebody does not get 1,237 votes, let's draft Paul Ryan. He's our man that can lead America. He's our man that can unite. So please put your signature down. We're looking for 1 million signatures to show everybody and to show Paul Ryan that he's a real candidate and he can solve the problems. So, Ed, thank you very much for having me on, And I appreciate very much the opportunity.
It is our pleasure to do it. We want to point out to everybody once again, the website is draftspeakerryan.com. We point out that Speaker Ryan's representatives have said that they are not interested, but then again, we have heard many times before that people are not interested and they suddenly find an interest. Again, draftspeakerryan.com. Ambassador Earle Mack, I want to thank you so much for joining us, sir. I look forward to the next time we speak. I also want to point out that what the ambassador said, the newspaper, that was the Fort Lauderdale Sun-Sentinel editorial board, and it came out recently that they actually said they would not promote any one of the candidates that are there right now. At one time, they talked about Jeb Bush actually last year, but when they look at what is here right now, they say, quote, they are unqualified to be president. You're going to see those people on the stage because it's a chance to go ahead and hear them one more time. They're going to be in South Florida this time. Join us right here on Newsmax.com, Newsmax TV, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Pacific Time. We will bring you everything that happened in the next debate between the Republicans. Stick around. The Hardline continues.